Well, hello. You join me here today on a rather miserable rainy day on a Thursday, a miserable Thursday rainy day, and I have a nice little job to do. There is a car in my possession called Eric. You may have seen it. It's a black Rover 25 diesel with some silver bits on it. It's basically a tatty old runaround that wasn't really too precious. And then, but obviously I got ideas about this car and I started to like it. But I felt that this car needed some leather seats, so yesterday I went and got some. And here they are, black leather seats. Ideally this job would be done outside when it's not raining, but they need a good clean up anyway. These have been in a car that's been outside with the window open, so they are just a little bit stained in places and a bit ever so slightly mouldy. Yeah, especially that one. I don't know why that one's so well filthy. I bet it is, isn't it? It's very, very filthy indeed. In cases of extreme dirty grottiness like this, I think the best thing to start with would actually be water. Yeah, water. Yeah, not just a rag and some leather cleaning stuff. No, some actual water to wash off the grot that is there. The grot that is there! Time to wash away the grot. The grot. Time to wash away the grot that's there. That's there. Make a song and dance about it. Woo-hoo. Washed, slightly dried. It's not going to be quite as simple as that, of course. I don't mean I've got to fit them, yeah, that's easy. But the driver's seat does have one of those typical problems that you find with, oh hang on, what's that? What's that? Oh, I thought it was a spring then, but it's not. As we can see, the passenger seat is all fine and dandy, but the driver's seat is got metal sticking through there, and we don't want that. We don't want it because it's uncomfortable and it's unnecessary, and I can fix it. I've done this fix before with Nigel's seats because they'd all crumbled and fallen apart and the foam had become detached and basically it was uncomfortable and not nice. So I used a combination of glue and gaffer tape. So what glue? No, not Gorilla Glue, and it's American fireman's helmet, but contact adhesive, yes. There, we can see the chair's bones hanging out. Nearly 3 years ago, I did exactly the same thing with Nigel's seat, which was even worse, and it's still perfectly good. So, it looks like a bodge, but if it works, then it's not a bodge, is it? There we go, fixed. Fixed, fixed, fixed. Look at that, fixed. It's not quite as good as a new one, but it's still fixed. Calling it fixed. That's fixed as far as I'm concerned. I've done a fix today and nobody can change that. Not even me. Oh, it's time to do another fix. I'm stopped at the moment, but if I carry on walking around the other side of the yard, I'll come to Eric, which is a car around the corner. There he is, you little chap, alright? How you doing, little Eric? How are you, little Eric, eh? Well, there he is, Eric with his rather grubby grey seats and rather uninspiring dashboard. Now, the chap I got these seats off also had a carpet, a proper carpet, you know, like the carpet like they used to make. And I could have had that. But the only thing is, because 2 doors have been left off of this car, it was a swamp in there. And not only was it a swamp, but it stunk of rotten eggs. So I left that bit behind. But, you know, there'll be another opportunity at another point. At least what I'm thinking here is with the grey dash and grey cards and grey carpet, that the black seats will provide an interesting contrast. Now, this is the trouble with having a car there. It's very practical having it there, but of course it means that this space here isn't that good. And actually, to get seats in and out, you need doors wide open, you need to be able to properly get around it. And I can't really do that here, so I'm going to have to take it back down there. But is it going to rain again? It wasn't too long back when it was chucking it down, as you can see by the damp floor. And really, I suppose I should do it inside. Oh, incidentally, this seat's not come up too well at all. It's still mouldy on there. That won't do, will it? Eric, right, let the transformation begin. Now, let's not rush it. There's no point in rushing it, is it? It's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock? I must be starving by now. I've just looked at the clock, it's only 1:10 so I'm not. The plan is not to do them one at a time, but to strip all of the interior out, except for the carpet, have an exceedingly good vacuuming job, and then put it back together. Okay? No. Hang on, I need to think of some appropriate music first. And there we have it, the no-seat motor car. So for once I can vacuum properly without the crevice tool. There we go, that's a quick vacuum, and it was a quick vacuum because I'm not obsessive about this car and because the carpet's crap. Now here's a little conundrum for you. This is a Mark II car, it's a facelift car, they're facelift seats, and these are Mark I seats. Now, can you guess where this is going? Can you? I'll give you 5 seconds to have a think about it. Cheesecake! Rover, under the care of the Phoenix Consortium, was quite concerned about changing things that didn't really need changing and not changing things that did need changing. Right, follow that? And so something as simple as the airbag plug was changed. Probably just because it was a bit cheaper. For my mind, I'd just leave it off. I mean, it's an airbag on an old car. My idea is that if you're going to crash it, the last thing you want is an explosive going off in your face as well. But in the interests of doing things properly, I should fix it. So what I'm going to do is cut that off of there and resolder it to the other seat. So I'm going to do a proper job. Simple really. Cut off the old plug, which is that one, solder on that one, and then the airbags can still explode in my face. Strip down, stripped down. The dash cam has drained my battery somewhat. Curry time, overdue actually, 4:30 now. So now is the time for the installation of Eric's new seats. I have a feeling that I have another bench just like this down in the lockup of disaster that's actually a bit tidier than that one. I mean, this is fine. If I didn't have another one, I would use it, but it does have quite a lot of scuffs on it. So I'm going to go and have a look. There we have it. It's just a bit dusty. Let's have this one. Looks like the job is done for the day. I think that's a vast improvement. And here I am, live from Eric. Not live, I mean at the moment, this is real time. I am currently driving Eric with his newly fitted older seats than himself. 3 years older in fact. Yeah, and they look much better than the old ones, that's the thing. They feel like better quality, and obviously the clean up much better. You can make them shine. The old leather cleaner on that, done all that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Feels like ages since I've had Punchy Eric out. This now feels much more Rover-like. Out of all of the Rovers I have ever owned, this is probably the least Rover-like, due to its crap seats, crap carpets, non-Rover face, diesel engine, etc. But you know, as I have said, I have grown to like this car for the things that are good. But what would I like to do next? I mean, I've got the Mark 1 leather seats. I would like a nice carpet in it, and I would also like a Mark 1 dash because it's just better. Mark 1 steering wheel with the original thing. I'd actually quite like to change the front as well for a Mark 1 front end, and yeah, possibly the back as well. And what I'll basically have then will be a Mark 1 Rover 25 diesel from 2005, which would be interesting. Having said that, I quite like the look of this car now with those little tweaks, those little silver touches. Those are the bits that should have been on there in the first place. That's what makes all the difference. Little bits of attention to detail. That's what Rover were. When they tried to make this car look a bit more like a German car or a Ford or a Vauxhall, it just ruined it. It stopped looking like a Rover. It looked like a child's drawing of a Rover rather than an actual Rover. I am feeling particularly pleased with how Eric's turned out. Still a few bits to do on it, of course, but as an overall thingy, like Nigel is the hippie of the family, this one has become the goth. That's it. If I had another 25, I'd need some other kind of subculture to copy, except I haven't copied it at all. That just happens to be what it looks like. As you can probably see, I am back out in the evening and it's to go to the shop. I've gone the long way round to go into the shop just so I can enjoy these leather seats for a bit. Anyway, that's it for today. Bye bye. Eric.